Hey everyone, welcome to my studio. This week I'll be working on this small tea mosaic of my backyard, maybe even finishing it. And on this commission, I hope to be finishing the bottom part with the ferns and then moving on to the next couple layers in the landscape. I've moved this spool inside and I want to at least get the weedy board cut out for the top of that and get that attached and prepped this week. And then I have these two simple mosaics that I'd like to grout. I might bring them to the classroom and do grouting demos, or I might just do it in the studio. We'll see. I'm going to be working on this area with the ferns, filling in the area behind them. And I'm going to be pulling in some of the purples and smoky blues and mottled turquoise that's used in other parts of the mosaic and that my friend wanted from her color palette, so that there's some repetition of color and that will unite the composition. I'm also going to be trying out my new QEP Extreme Nippers and see how I like them. I'll let you know. So I'm getting ready to work on this last part, which is this part in here. And some of the things that go back into the distance are really toned down and grayed out due to atmospheric perspective. So right in here, I might really gray down those greens, but everywhere else, the greens are still pretty vibrant, just different than what's here, so that those stand out. That's it. I've mostly been looking at this piece at an angle on my workbench, so to see it standing up is a whole new perspective. And I haven't wired the back yet, so I can't really hang it up. But I love it. I love how it's turned out. I got to get that wired pretty soon so I can hang it. And I do also need to finish the edges. Some of them, like the top, I did put a layer of that colored thin set on, but this side didn't quite get any on. That's it. I'm getting ready to work on the spool, and I have this 1/2-inch weedy board that has enough, and it's left over from the mandala project, so I'm going to use that. I tried some 1/4-inch hydroband board that I had, but the piece wasn't quite big enough, so I think I'm going to put the weedy on the ground, flip the spool over, trace it out, and then take the weedy board and cut it out. It was so hot out in the full sun in my backyard, I had to get a cloth to hold on to the weedy board because it was just scorching my hand. I couldn't touch it. know how easy it's going to be to screw these screws into the wood, so I'm going to try to do it without drilling pilot holes first, but I may have to come back and do that for all of these. Sure which color grout you want to use, you can just sprinkle some dry grout on and push it in between the pieces. The grout will, when it cures, will be the same color as the dry grout, so it gives you a good idea of what it's going to look like after it's finished. So I picked 2 different colors here, and I'm just testing them to see which one I like. And you can see that this one up at the top is much lighter, and it delineates the pieces better. Today I'm bringing you on a field trip to a new glass shop, not quite open. She's waiting on her final permits, but she's let me do a sneak peek of it. This is ATL Glassworks in Atlanta, Georgia. It's located at 1511 Memorial Drive. Let's go inside and see the goods. Hey!
Welcome to ATL Glassworks.
I'm here with Day Kennedy. She's about to open her new glass shop, ATL Glassworks, and we used to work together, so she's going to tell us about some of the glass that she's got.
So here's my wall of glass. I've got an assortment of textured clear glass at the top. This entire top row is all Oceanside compatible 96, and then everything below is assorted sizes of mostly Armstrong glass, some Kokomo, and some Wismont glass. I think I might have 1 or 2 Yakiganis in there. And then if you come a little further down, I've got larger sheets of the textured clear glass and some bullseye glass to choose from, which is COE 90 for fusers.
Awesome. And I assume that you're going to expand this, you know, as the business gets going, up and running.
Yes, so I'm not even officially open yet. This is going to be what I start out with, but as soon as I'm open, start making a little bit of money, I am going to eventually expand this, offer more manufacturers, more colors, and I might offer more larger sized sheets. Right now I have mostly the 8x10 and 12x12 inch sheets, so I will eventually have more like larger half sheet sizes.
Okay, and I see you've got some grinders up here and a bunch of supplies over here. So is this all like the stained glass things? And ooh, yes. I see grout brush down there, that's good.
Yeah, so I have all my stained glass supplies. I've got foil on the other side. And right now the supplies are geared towards
grinder bits.
Stained glass. I eventually will have some mosaic and fusing supplies as well, but right now all I've got is mostly for stained glass.
Okay, and over here, these are going to be, are you going to have classes here or what's going on?
Yeah, so it's a mess right now. I'm still kind of moving in. I'm going to be moving my personal studio in here to do my own art, and then I'll teach classes, and this will be my classroom area.
Oh, great. Can we see what you're working on?
Sure. This little crystal together to keep it all in one place.
Oh, I see.
And then I'm going to put some flux. I can go around the edges and solder the edges. And then the fun part is getting a nice clean solder line. And sometimes I'll do a little tap, tap, tap. I'll put a little jump ring probably in this corner to hang it.
So what's left of it?
So I've soldered the front and back, and now, actually I need to wait for it to cool off. Now I need to bead the edges. So I'm going to coat all around with some more flux. And then I pull out some solder.
What solder are you using?
Using 60/40 solder, which is I think the most common, and it flows the smoothest. So I just take some solder and tap, tap, tap to get a nice rounded edge. I wait for that to cool a little bit, and then I move on to the next edge. So here's the one that I just finished. Here's one that I finished yesterday where I added some decorative solder to it and used a black patina to change the color of the solder.
Cool. Thank you very much, Day.
No problem.
So here is exactly why you need to come in person to select your glass and why ordering online is kind of frustrating. This oceanside glass in the orange and the red, look at it, it's gorgeous. I think I'm gonna get that piece, but if you look at this other piece next to it from the same sheet possibly, it has a lot more translucency to it. And I would never be able to know what I was getting if I ordered it online, but in person I can pick out the one that I want, which is more opalescent because it has a little more white in it, so it's more solid and doesn't let as much light through. I couldn't leave without getting one of Day's signature pieces, this peach. She's been making them for a while. And there it is in the window. I'll be putting it in my window. This is it. I've been prepping for this community project for months now, and today's the day we're finally starting. I've got 12 people signed up for a couple hours now, starting in 15 minutes, and 12 more people this afternoon. So I've got all my stations set up, all the tools out, all the hand sanitizer out, all the wavers out, and I'm ready to go. Each mandala will have its own table with 4 people working on it and a separate cutting station. There's the green with the green cutting station. And here is the purple with the purple cutting station. And so I'll demonstrate how to cut the glass, and then I'm gonna let them go. How was it, you guys?
It was wonderful. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah, the time passed so quickly.
Very meditative.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming and helping.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, I like that. That's putting it together. Thanks for watching. See you next time.